TRT SF here with my homie Death Rider today.
Yo.
And, you know, it's my birthday. We sitting here talking, shooting the shit. And I wanted to get another recording with you, homie, because I know that I'm going to be busy starting next month and I won't have a whole lot of time to really be doing anything besides like just trying to cover what's important for myself and try to focus a little bit more on what's important, even though that what I do right now and getting these interviews done and trying to promote people's shit, not even trying, promoting people's shit is important to me, but also being prepared for this court date and at least knowing what I want to say when I walk into a court room is just a bit more, you know, it holds more fucking weight than me doing this. I can pause this for a little while and always come back to it.
Yo, that shit's your life, like, on the line there, so I can feel that, and especially if you shit with court dates and shit like that, that's legal and it's with government shit. So you gotta actually look like you professional in front of government, like in front of other people.
That shit don't matter.
But like nigga, in front of like niggas that actually make laws and can do shit to you,
like, yeah, that can say yes and no to you getting to do this or that, or sending you to jail or not. Yeah, that's a pretty big thing.
Yep.
But yeah, man, like, it's kind of crazy to me because at the end of the day, I know that you're still doing you, and with your whole music thing. So, do you have any updates on current projects, you know, that you're doing, and you know, want to go into detail?
Shit, yes, I do actually. I have a summer mix. I've kind of been getting out more. Shit, this is like, I ain't gonna lie, it's like a 41.5 special, which if you know my radio station, Never Retro 41.5, this is like gonna be one of them hoes. Like, you gonna hear like a good like variation of different music, different vibes, different backgrounds. Like, if you fuck with like funkadelic type shit, there's gonna be some funky type shit in there for you. It's gonna be like a bunch of shit, really.
And that sounds dope as hell because I remember you talking about how you wanted to do a radio station and this shit, and I was like, yo, that's just dope. What fucking jacket am I wearing? I'm sorry, I'm looking at this old photo. This was literally last year. All right, I was the one to knock last year. Oh right, I was like super fucking high on my birthday. Not some dumbass. My aunt, I know I'm kind of going off the rails here, but my aunt last year for my birthday, she decided to actually have me drink weed lean, right? And I'm already tired. So I'm sitting at the goddamn restaurant table up the street, right?
Yeah. Nigga nodding and shit. Oh shit.
Like seriously falling asleep, and I'm like, fuck, Jam, I hate you. Because I was like tired. And also, I was fucking this chick before I even left out the house. So I had to tell Jam that like I'm really like exhausted right now. And she's just like, we'll drink this. Yada yada yada. Happy birthday. Fuck. And then it was probably the craziest experience because I was like, damn, like I was really dead that day on the inside.
I ain't gonna lie. Bruh, nigga, that shit had me dying because I remember when you first told me, like, oh, you was like, I was high as shit when you gave me that tree lean last time. I was like, what? Nigga, I wasn't even that high.
Bruh, y'all don't understand that, like, I've, like, compared to what I used to smoke back in the day, I don't even be, like, lighting up bowls all the fucking time all like that no more. Really.
I noticed that about you, so I was like that, but I just never noticed, like, your tolerance or whatever the fuck.
Bruh, it's lowered, but then I'm kind of happy about it because I can smoke weed as much as I want to, right? But I know that I can't like drink weed lean or like eat edibles and shit like that because I know that I do get hot. I do get like higher than I used to when I was just smoking weed every day. You know, nigga, we were hanging out every day. Like, nigga, that shit wouldn't stop.
Yeah,
so
shit was different, nigga.
Exactly. So, you know, I decided to start doing things to moderation and shit and just enjoying the weed that I have. Nigga, I made a whole like ounce last almost like 2-3 weeks. And for the third week, nigga, I had little buds, and I was picking off them little buds, and nigga, making my little balls with them. I was not giving a fuck. I was like, just moderation to me, trying to do things to moderation.
Like shit, same. I be doing the same shit. Like fuck. Back on top of the fucking summer mix stuff. That shit gonna be some drugged out shit, honestly, on my part. Like shit. I don't do hella fucking drugs. You already know me, nigga. I smoke weed, nigga. That's it. But out of everything else, nigga can be trippy as fuck when you want to be. So it's like the sounds and shit. It's gonna be something good to smoke to, something good to like vibe to, like shit like that. Overall, in terms of like fucking smoking, the shit call you ain't smoking records. So fuck you already know, nigga.
Already.
Niggas is smoking whether they got weed or not. Smoking fucking res if that's the case, nigga. like,
and then everybody got their moments where,
man, when niggas ain't smoking shit, it shit get fucked up. But at the same time, shit, I've maintained my mind to a point where if you ain't smoking, you can still feel like you have. It's not like fucking, it's not in denial or whatever the fuck. It's literally the fact that you smoke that much.
truthfully, it's I just say it's all just a kind of mindset because I remember talking to you about this years ago that you could literally, and it's probably something I should have brought up way longer back when I was doing my first recordings, that you can get high by not even smoking. Nigga, the concept of the dopamine, getting your body to feel like you have dopamine rushing. I remember I told you, I was like just doing this and believing that so hard that your body is like, okay, nigga, you're like high as fuck right now. Like it's going to placebo effect in your mind, and you're gonna start thinking like, holy crap, like I'm high, I'm feeling really good, and this type of shit. Like, you can trick yourself to feeling how you want to feel.
Hey, shit, I ain't gonna lie, that's facts. Like, nigga, you can have a runner's high, you can have a sugar high, you can have fucking whatever the fuck. I ain't gonna lie, I've had runner's highs before.
I've not plenty of those, man.
I feel like niggas is dying half the time when a nigga have a runner high. I'm like, dang, what the
fuck? I feel like I could go anywhere when I have a runner's high. And I start getting tired, I'm like, hold on, it's been 20 seconds. Nah.
Hold on. I gotta catch my breath a little bit, man.
Nah, but when I was a real runner, though, nigga, that runner's high would be getting me places. Oh my gosh, like even the biker's high too, because I remember when I used to ride my bike 2 years ago, before y'all dumbasses broke it. Well, your dumbass broke it. Yeah, nigga, that was an important bike.
All I did was kick the wheel.
Nigga, you broke it. I would have to just go get it dinged out, but
yeah,
I wasn't even worried about that.
God damn, bro, this shit, I saw that shit. I was like, oh, what? How the fuck that happened? Saw the fucking front brake literally stuck to the thing. I was like,
it was a back brake. It was a back brake.
Oh, I was like, wait, what the fuck? All I did was baby tap that hole. That shit said fuck.
Nah, you baby tapped a little bit harder than you thought.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know my own strength sometimes. I've actually had conversations.
No, but I just shouldn't have handed my shit to Julian. And it's just like, fuck, dude.
Hey.
But then at the end of the day, I don't trip off of it no more because I literally got another bike. It wasn't even that. It was because I needed the bike because I was going to start doing the whole courier shit. And I'm just glad that I didn't take that route. Yeah. Because I would have been more stressed out trying to bike to people's houses and deliver them food.
Nigga, like you in San Francisco.
Yeah, heels like a motherfucker.
Exactly.
And my bike had no gear, so...
You better at least get some places where you going down the hill, nigga.
At least. And, I don't sit around and be mad about it. I was mad for a second because at the end of the day, I was pressured into fucking getting it, and my daughter's mother was, all like head up her ass about it, and talking about I wasn't gonna get like a job at all. I'm like, come on now.
Yeah, I remember that shit, and I was like, damn. I felt bad for a minute because I was like, fuck, that was like.
But then, man, as soon as I told y'all niggas, I got the security job and shit, I'm actually like working a better, good job now.
About it.
Exactly, nigga. Nigga, I basically got over it within a week. I was like, nah, y'all niggas, I'm not mad at y'all. Yeah. I'm just mad at the fact that, like, the woman that made me get the goddamn bike was stressing me out about it. Y'all, cool. Y'all niggas, and then my aunt wanted to even get mad at me. Oh, why'd you make them pay for it? Because at the end of the day, the shit happened.
On top of that, if that was the case, nigga, how many grudges would I fucking hold against you?
Thank you.
That's why I don't trip about shit like that, and I know you don't, because, like, nigga...
Shit happens.
Exactly. We both have gone through some bullshit. All right, nigga?
Where things of ours, no matter which way, and no matter what it is, just, hasn't really gone like we really wanted it to, but we sat here and got over it because at the end of the day, you're still family to me. Like, I can't sit here and be like, oh, fuck this nigga. He broke a wheel on my bike. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I'm petty now.
Exactly. Like, that's a fucking...
That's some bitch shit.
Yeah, exactly.
That's that schoolboy Q shit, man. That's bitch shit.
That's bitch shit.
then that's bitch shit. Like, damn. But at the end of the day, don't hold it because, well, like, why?
Exactly.
That's how I feel. It's not like, because it's just as easy as just being like, okay, like, I'm just going to hold this grudge. But my question to myself is still, why would I hold this grudge if there's no reason to hold the grudge? I can be mad on my own terms and I can get the fuck over it.
Really important too.
Exactly.
It has to go against your values.
And exactly, I can hold a grudge over over my daughter's mother's ex because of the situation that she told me she went through with him, and I can hold that grudge because that's me. That's how I feel about that situation. But when it comes to something that I can easily get over as a bike or a video game or like something that's replaceable, unlike feelings and shit like that.
Exactly.
That's just something that you can get over. But, the bigger things that really do need a moment for you to just be like, okay, I'm mad at this person and I need to be mad at this person and I'm justified for being mad at this person. That's perfectly fine.
Oh, fuck it. You can always be mad at somebody. So you just can't let that shit grow into something that it's not. Like,
exactly.
If niggas didn't betray your trust or some shit like that, you shouldn't hold it against them.
You should just stop fucking with them.
Exactly. If that's the case, you don't even have to say anything.
Exactly. Like, nigga, you going around still trying to be cool with these niggas, yet you know what they did. So the easiest thing for you to do,
that's relationship.
Exactly. For the easiest thing for you to do, say yo what's ups and shit, and get the fuck on about your life because you obviously know that them niggas
are not the niggas.
Exactly, and they're not worth your time.
Shit, I learned that shit a fucking valuable lesson just living in Fillmore. Half the niggas I was cool with that were nowhere near fucking Chinatown. I don't fuck those niggas was cool for a minute, but when you really check out what the fuck they doing, bruh, I was in New Orleans before. When I went to New Orleans and got older and shit. And then went back here and then was hanging out with them niggas. Oh, Ellen not letting niggas push him around no more. He out here doing big things. Like, yeah, nigga, I ain't fucking nigga. The niggas I was hanging out with over there, No, I'm not letting y'all niggas push me around.
Niggas are it's true what a lot of people say. Niggas in the city are very punkish.
Yeah.
And we're very punk bitch.
Fuck yeah. And especially if you just let it happen.
It's the fact that nigga, it happens, and then it's the fact that most niggas in the city specifically just don't do nothing about it. You gonna get punked around and you just don't do nothing about it. And then niggas just it's just it's the shittiest thing because it's just this childish ass thing because all it is bullying.
Yeah, exactly.
All it is. And I consider that some childish ass shit because nigga, the only time that's really supposed to happen is when you're young.
Yeah, exactly.
And when you're young, you're able to see that, get over it, get away from those sort of people in that crowd. But for the motherfuckers that just want friends and want to be a part of something and being like, okay, I'll accept this if they're cool with me. That's how you know you're just this punk bitch.
Punk bitch. You just letting this shit go down like it's supposed to. And it's all right. And you realize it. You don't realize it until you realize that you're not hanging out with these niggas anymore to the point where, this shit ain't happening like that no more.
Yeah, and you were around a crowd of people that actually appreciate you for fucking being there and just hanging out with them.
Exactly.
That's where a lot of people have to find. That's what a lot of people have to find going throughout middle school and high school is just that right crowd of people and shit like that.
It's genuine. It's just a genuine connection between people. If you know, shit, half the niggas I was cool with over fucking Marina, it's because I knew them niggas from Fillmore.
Basically.
And that's it. After that, and then they'll tell you some fucked up ass story of what I do on my personal time to hella niggas. Bro, this nigga a weirdo, bro. Bro, when I'm bro at the house, bro, over by the chop and shit, bro, that nigga go. Bro, you be doing some stupid shit, bro. And then if a nigga know me from Trail Hill, I'm 5 at that time. Bro, you was on a bus, bro. You was singing, bro, about going to school. And I am going to school. Yes, I'm hey, bro, I was a fucking kid.
Yeah, that's the fucking annoying part. It's bro, you're not gonna respect me for being my age.
I'm a fucking kid going to school, and half the time I'm going to school, honestly, Nigga, the shit I'm doing there is not even like kiddish. I'm over here beating up people for no reason. Look at like, and I'm thinking it's cool because I watch wrestling. So like in my mindset, oh yeah, shit's happy every fucking day.
I'm going to school to kick somebody's shit and
like, nigga,
bitch, nigga.
like fuck, like nigga, I ain't gonna lie, just knowing how impressionable you are as a fucking kid is just kind of funny. Just because when you see it around other kids, it's like, wow, I was like that one time. I was a dumbass nigga.
Hey, and that's what I'm able to say about myself too. Like, just kind of going throughout middle school and high school and seeing the kind of like different masks I put on throughout that time, and not even different masks, just like the fact that I knew who I was, and then at the end of the day, I knew that I can change that.
Mm-hmm.
Like after a certain point in time, I don't know if like I had a confidence build up or something, where something just happened, and I was at that point like, fuck it all, this is me, and I'm gonna prove all y'all niggas wrong.
Man, that's kind of what I had to do at most, like fucking at my elementary school. Because when I was on that Star King, they kicked me out. They pretty much almost expelled me because they said I was having too many fights, so much shit was going down. They said I was a trouble child. I wasn't going to get no help nowhere else. And literally now, I'm looking back at it, I proved them motherfuckers wrong, like hella wrong. Like nigga,
That's why I want to see my third grade teacher.
Yeah, to the point where like nigga, I can control my anger now. I don't gotta be this motherfucker out here in these goddamn streets beating up people. These niggas is still. They don't even know how to control their shit. I meet grown ass men every day. I don't even know how to control their anger as much as I can control shit. And it's not like I'm better than you type thing, but it's like damn.
You're older than me, but shit.
Did you drop anything?
No, it was the other tray that I had. But
Okay.
I just dropped a whole bunch of fucking ash on me.
And shit.
No A shit. No, that's.
I know, but like shit, it's better than like dropping weed.
Nigga, I don't give a fuck about dropping no weed. I want no ash on me. Fuck that. Because I can pick up weed. I can pick that up, or I can just say fuck it, sweep it up, and then just put some more weed in my tray. Ash is just annoying as shit because that shit stains.
Yeah. I know. That shit stains like fuck. I be never going through that shit in a motherfucker.
Yeah, and that's why I don't fucking. Oh, I have that gauntlet here. It's right here. For my ashes, because I want to start putting my ashes in a certain spot because it was getting a little bit too fucking cluttered.
Honestly, yeah. It do be getting that way. I can see it already now. It's like someone. I mean, you used to it right now, but like, give it a couple minutes.
Oh no, it's not like I'm used to this. No, it's just because I go to work so much. I don't always have the time to just. But I usually come home, clean it up because I just can't stand looking at it, and then like, but the whole issue with it is that a day later is that it'll be the same way because like. That's the annoying thing is that I can't go like a few days with having shit a certain way and it stay that way because I want it to stay that way. Nah, it's like, bro, you move shit around and you do things.
You don't move it back.
Exactly.
Nah, I know how that shit is.
And it's not even like I can't. It's not even to a point where I can't find shit at this point. I'm able to find so much shit. All my lighters are in one space.
Yep.
My other laptop's in another space, and like I've got spaces for stuff now because then I just used to throw shit everywhere. But it's annoying because I feel cluttered no matter how much shit I have around me. Like, I don't have too much shit around me. But even then, I still feel cluttered.
Shit, I be feeling that too. Like, shit. Like, I rearranged my fucking room. That shit, I did that mainly for the simple fact that I noticed I had no fucking space. Everywhere I was going, I kept on walking over shit. I was just kind of getting mad at that. The cords and shit, that's something that's a given. I can't really change that even if I wanted to. And then also on top of that, just rearranging shit all together. I was like, I gotta find a way to get this way I want. Because if I'm going to work out or something like that, I don't want to have to like move some shit or I bang my fucking like arm or something. Shit gets fucking tiresome.
Yeah, I wanted to do the whole gym membership thing. Like,
I didn't want to do a gym membership
because I want to like. I mean, here's the thing. This is personally. I wanted to get. I mean, I'll tell you when we were walking down here. I wanted to get into like lifting and stuff, and fucking even this other arm out and stuff. and then get into my abs are here and shit, but I want to define them a little bit more before I get a little bit older and metabolism starts just wearing off like it isn't like shit, like I never had it. And then I want to be able to maintain and keep that because looking good is just important to me.
No, yeah, I think that's the whole thing too. Like shit with me, I realized like gym memberships. If I wanted to like get some if I want to heavy lift or something like that, I just get some like makeshift ass weights or something, or make my own weights.
But that's
anything heavy.
And that's why I would go to a gym because I want to I don't know if it's called bench pressing.
Bench pressing.
Yeah, I want to actually like start getting into that and actually like start working on like this shit up here and like really like I know I'm gonna have to start small and shit like that, but I know that if I'm committed to it, like I'm committed to this, I'll be able to make time for it.
You want to at least make sure you pick up you are able to pick up your own weight.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, because I told Julian that shit too. I was like, bro, you may not think that this shit's important, but how much do you weigh right now? He was like, oh, I don't know, like something like 2 something right now. I was like, if you can't lift 2 something right now,
that's bad.
You're in trouble.
Yeah, because it's not like it's bad. It's more so just health wise. You need to be able to do that because even though I'm 1 something, I can still pick up somebody that's 1 something.
Exactly.
And not have like an issue and be like, oh, like fuck, this is too heavy. No. If I pick up somebody and I arch them, like sit them right here on my shoulders, I'm fine. I'm good.
Back alignment is something really important, man. Like,
and then also I want to work on that too, like just getting I have the worst lats in the world.
Yeah, I showed this nigga Julian this video. I don't know if I showed you it as well, but the dude he was telling me like the easiest ways of like pretty much aligning your back in like better ways and shit. And I was like, oh, okay, I can just do these like when I wake up. Just straight up find a corner, just start fucking making sure my arms are parallel. And then they're like this, and they don't just fucking go back and shit. I was trying to find different other ways because Mickey, he's a fucking fitness like fucking freak. I talk to that nigga every day. I'm working out, bro. I'm sparring, bro. I'm doing this. I'm like, nigga.
Bruh, nigga, he heard that you were getting into it.
Yeah.
And then, but at that time, even when you said you were getting into it, you had told me that he was already
that's
into it.
Nigga, that's why I said he's a fitness freak. Nigga was doing the goddamn, the One Punch Man workout. Nigga.
Oh, yeah, exactly, what you fucking told me about.
Yep.
And I was like, sitting there like, oh, okay, like, Mickey, okay.
He told me, like, all the niggas that he be working out with, niggas really be bitching out and shit. I'm like, yeah, I can tell. I mean, shit, if they not ready to do fucking... If they
that nigga said niggas be bitching out. Holy shit, Mickey. And you a young nigga to us.
Man, exactly.
So, hearing that from you, but then you have the relationship with Mickey, like, I just have that relationship with fucking Machine, we're used to, because we don't talk anymore. Everybody from them, I don't talk to no more.
Yeah.
Including Taylor.
Hey, shit.
I did say happy birthday to the fool, though. And then he still pulled that same shit off. I'll call you, bro. Yeah. I'm just like, dude, just don't. Like,
just don't do it.
Because I just hate false promises. Don't sit here and be like, oh, I'm going to call you, bro. Yeah.
No, exactly.
I'm just at work. Nigga, I'm just at work. And I made sure to text you on your birthday, bitch. Nah. And that's why you stay off block. Because I know you have no balls to call me. No balls. No balls. After everything I told you as a friend, like... that you are family to me, even though I'm kind of just going off on a tangent. It fucks with me because I've known you for years.
Nah, I mean I get that, bro. Like shit, but I feel in the most of those situations, and this is me. Like shit, I have like homies that like pretty much are like that too. I just know for a fact that I know I'm gonna see these niggas later on in life. I'm never gonna not see these niggas, but it's up to them for them to actually fucking hit me up. Even when I tell that shit to my fucking family, too, I'm like, y'all expect me to fucking call y'all niggas. I'm not gonna call you. That's not how it works. I don't even call the closest people next to me sometimes.
That's how it be with my dad. He's like, it's like you expect me to call you, dude, but I'm your kid.
Yeah, like nigga, I don't like nigga. You call me if anything. Like, if you want to talk to me, that's how you do it.
I mean, it works a little bit differently with my family because at the end of the day, when they want to talk to me, half the time they reach out. 90% of the time they just text me first because everybody pretty much knows that it's a constant that you can't really call me. Like,
oh yeah,
my phone goes straight to voicemail. I see your call, and I'm just like, okay, am I gonna call him back? Like,
I find that crazy with mine is literally they know, okay, if you can't call him, then don't talk to him. Period. Because I'll find some shit. They'll talk to my dad before they talk to me, and then his issue with family is like, well, shit. He don't have the same heart as me. Honestly, in the same sense.
Your dad seems more of a forgiving person.
He is.
But then, like, that's why you have the harder heart because, nigga, you've told me all these stories about you. I can remember, I can't, like, tell you word for word all the stories you told me, but you've told me about literally, like, 1,000 stories of your family just being these motherfuckers, basically.
Just being hoes.
Yeah.
So.
And at the end of the day, your dad, it's family, so I see why your dad sees it that way. And, you just got to forgive them and just got to let them be who they are. But you got to, your dad's doing the right thing. He just stays the fuck away from you.
Oh, yeah. And that's the thing. That's the part that I'm like, I understand that part, too. He says, like, you don't got to fucking like him, but you still got to love him. Like, honestly, I don't even know him. So, it's like, to me, they're strangers. To you can do that. Like, you lived with them and all that shit. And I know for a fact, when I told him that shit, I kind of, like, killed him in a sense. But he knew where I was coming from, because he knew, like, shit, I'm from a different fucking side of the family. I'm on both sides, my mom's side and my dad's side. Both are not okay people. Like,
and the only person you've kind of found that's even, like, closely relatable is just your brother.
And he died, so, yeah, literally, like, fucking months right when I was trying to get some more actual communication with this nigga. He died. I got a call from my grandma talking about, oh, yeah, your brother Roderick? I was like, yeah, what about him? Oh, he passed. Someone shot him. What? I was like, wow.
Shouts out to that nigga Roger, bro.
Roderick.
Roger.
But yeah.
No, I'm not laughing about the fact that he even passed. Like,
no, I ain't. Like,
Roger. He was probably a good person. No cap.
He was. Like, honestly, in the sense of, like, a big brother, he's giving me game and shit, because, like, half of the shit he told me, I mean, he gonna be a dick about it, of course. Shit, he got my mom's mind. Like,
but then at least he was, like, family enough to just reach out to you and be like, hey, like, I'm your brother. Know. Exactly. He let you know that I'm your brother and shit. Like, if you ever, like, want to talk to somebody and shit, like, nigga, I'm here. Like, exactly. It's good. And that was the cool thing about him. And that's why I was like, okay, that's cool. And then me not hearing about that, fuck.
I said it for a second, but I don't, like, let death get to me. So I don't talk about that often. You know me, I don't mourn shit. So I didn't even really mourn my mom's death, really. No,
you just had, like, a really big trial period where we couldn't get your ass to go nowhere. No, yeah. Bro, from an outsider setting, just being there most of the time, for you dealing with your mom, you were not going anywhere.
I was on melatonin. I wasn't going to go nowhere.
Yeah.
So, like, nigga.
You did not get, like, it went from you not going anywhere to you not even going to school. Yeah. And being like, you know what? I'm going to just do my own thing. And I was like, hey, I respect it. I just hope that you're good. And you know what? Let's hang out, nigga.
The crazy part is, bro, I never noticed this and I didn't trip off of it. Someone, because they didn't tell me that melatonin was pretty much Xanax, right? I was taking Xanax for the most part when that happened. So, like, that's why I was never going out. And when I went to school, niggas were like, oh, bro, why are you so tired and shit? I was taking melatonin. I literally had half a pill as soon as I woke up. And then I took another one when I was going to sleep. And literally, I was just on sleep pills for, like, fucking, like, what? I don't know, a couple of months? 3, 4, 5, I don't fucking know. I just know, nigga.
All I know is we only could get you, like, in the middle of the day.
Yeah, because I was, like, the time I was, like, literally getting up after that, at the end of the day. And I didn't even really trip that depression was really, like, that crazy.
Bro, it wasn't. You didn't sound like it, but you could see it. By Alan literally not wanting to do shit. Like, bro, I have never seen you not want to do shit more than in that time. But then you know, you got out of your headspace for a little bit and tried to just be okay with it. And it was cool that we got to play video games for all those hours, and I was there to just sit with you. And we laughed and we talked shit. It wasn't just this drab ass time where I felt like I should just go home because this man's sad. Like, nah, bruh. We made the most out of those moments, even though you were going through what you were going through. Like, the moment that you told me, I was like, you know what? I'm not going anywhere. We're gonna sit and we're gonna fucking play video games. Fuck that.
That shit was a trip too for me, honestly, because like literally, like mom was cool for like a whole couple of weeks. Then
I remember because she was living with your ass.
Yeah, like we have our own differences because literally she's pretty much me, so I don't like anyone like me, and that's like shit. We had our own fucking fucking differences and shit, but. In terms of like the shit, like she was my best friend. Like shit, we went to the movies together. Shit, we didn't even go. Half the time we went to the movies, bro. We didn't even go for the movies, bro. We went for the fucking massage chairs, bro. That's it,
bro.
So like nigga, we was just cool. But then like every single time, like it was like what the fucking week, she was having some type of issue with my dad or whatever, and they like really best friends. Like honestly, the relationship between my mom and my dad is fucking weird. It's weird as fuck, because when you hear them in the past, they sound like they really just hate each other all out. But really, that's like really like that nigga's best friend, like dead ass. So I was like, this is crazy.
Now, I hate for that to be the way that me and my daughter's mother get in like the future. When we get older.
That's why when I heard your story, I was like,
bruh, it was like, bro, because you knew how me and her were when we first got together. We were like always around each other, just kicking it. Like not all this lovey-dovey bullshit. Like it was really just this chill girl that I knew and then I really liked, and then we started, we just started dating, and it was like all that shit. Exactly. But then even then when we were dating, and that one time I even took you with me, we weren't all lovey-dovey like that. We were just two people that really enjoyed each other's time.
Nah, yeah, and that was like the thing, like, so like, because when I heard that shit, when you said, oh, y'all got a kid together, I was like, I know where this is going. That's exactly. Why my dad was like, that's when my dad told you the story. I was like, yeah, see, most of the shit is like, it's a parallel, but it can go either or.
Yep, and I mean, me and your dad basically have, me, your dad, and my dad basically just all have similar stories as a man trying to just be in his child's life. But my dad's a little bit more fucked up.
Yeah, he's different.
Yeah, my dad's built different. Nigga, how do you take money from your family and say that it's about family, like you Dom or something, nigga? Nah, nigga, you can't be Dom and then reverse Dom a motherfucker. Oh, family. Hold on, what's that? Wait, you got money? Let me see that. Let me hold on to that.
Family, bro, and taking money and shit. This shit was like on some other shit. When we over in fucking Atlanta, Georgia and shit, right?
Oh my gosh, this story. Yeah, you gonna have to tell that shit, man.
So we was over there for like only half a year. Right. So it seems like Christmas or whatever. And we leave, then we get fucking talks about, oh, my dad done took like what $300-$400 from my brother. And I'm like, what the fuck for? He didn't have a job. And on top of that, we was living great. Like, he was living good. My dad he found business somewhere else. He was doing some hustling shit. After that, like, I was like, okay. Then
at least we were living.
Exactly. That was the biggest problem right there. Because when we moved from, I was living in Oakland at that time, and when we moved to fucking Atlanta, that shit was a whole different ballgame. I couldn't even get into school, bro. A nigga, like, for a half a fucking year, I couldn't get into school because they were telling me that, oh, well, he has too many anger problems. We can't get him to therapy over here and different problems such and such. I'm like, so we had to leave. I had to fucking dip. And then they was just like, well, so families is not pretty much important to y'all, huh? My dad was like, he can't get into school here. Mind you, I'm like only in third grade at this time. So it's like, nigga, what the fuck I'm gonna do? And shit, so they have a whole ass issue with him and talking about, oh, they accusing him of stealing and shit. And that's when I was just like, I'm still young. I'm just like, man, this family, bro, this is still fucking weird.
And see, that's why I couldn't understand why you see it the way you see it, because I saw the light in my family. Like, I mean, I had plenty of bad times and stuff where I was like, because I was living with my family and stuff, so I know the situation. But then, I used to see the light about it all, and then my mom came and kind of told me a lot about her siblings, a lot more as I got into like 16, 17, and I could start understanding where the hell she's coming from. I don't hold anything against them. I just know that it's better for me to not want to live with them or be around them. That's it.
Honestly, that's pretty much my whole epiphany after right when I was in foster care and shit, and I got taken from my mom, and I was living with Gio at that time actually.
Mm-hmm.
I literally found myself in the predicament where my dad's in the hospital because of a stroke, and this is like his first stroke. Fucking after that, I'm just like, what the fuck am I gonna do? I'm living with Gio. Gio like, that's good, bro. We good, bro. And I'm just
but
like,
nigga,
cool.
you already know it's not like.
It's not good,
yeah.
Bro. Like, cause I'm house jumping, bro. I'm coming from fucking Chinatown to Fillmore to fucking to the TL to live with my mom. I went through different places.
Yeah.
And this is not the first time. This is not my first rodeo either. Like, fuck. Like, I had to do this shit when my dad went to jail because of fucking, because of mail fraud. The nigga was out here doing some many shit. And it's like, shit, after that, I was just like, wow. So, having to live with my fucking cousin, who literally took over my house. I was not.
That's how I felt about my uncle. My uncle, like, I don't mean to cut you off, but it's the same shit. My uncle came, and like, I know he doesn't really think about it, but he came and basically took over my mother's house. And this is her older brother, and it's like, no, this is her house, and you shouldn't be running it and handing I know it was a small issue, but it's something that really did get to my sister in the past. Mm-hmm. Handing my sister back dishes as if they're not clean. You're not, nothing against him, but you're not sitting here cleaning dishes or shit.
If you're not contributing, don't.
Man, me and my sister are sitting here doing the chores and shit, and you're sitting here, like, really finger scratching dishes, like, oh, this is still dirty here.
Man, see, the thing is, too, I had no siblings. So, I was literally, like, fucking, the only sibling I had at that time was Mickey. So, like, that's why I said, like, he's my little brother. Like, I really mean that.
And that's how I feel about you.
I literally live with that nigga.
That's my little nigga. I mean, I ain't live with that nigga, but, like, it's just the crazy thing about just the glorification that used to come from him towards me and shit. And I was like, I accept that. And it's not like, I've been hanging out with him for that. I hang out with Sheen because when we first met, we were on two very relatable terms. This nigga was not fucking with Elijah. I told this nigga Elijah to not fuck with this nigga. And I showed this nigga that he shouldn't be fucked with by Elijah. And then that nigga stood up for himself. And he was like, yeah. And ever since that day, he was like, yeah, bro, if it wasn't for you, like, actually showing me that I could do something about this current situation, I would let this nigga be punking me around and shit. And I was like, thank you. And I took this nigga from his house, and we just came down to my house since Elijah wanted to be a bitch, even though I know he watches my fucking podcast. I know he does. He does. He subscribed. It's funny. But at this time, man, you were being a bitch. And I take Sheen from this nigga's house. We come back down to my house, and we just decide to smoke, and we fucking chill here and play COD all night. And that's how we really became friends and shit.
Shit, it's funny as fuck. I met that nigga Mickey literally. Like, I was already with all the other homies that I knew in Fillmore and shit, right? And I see this birthday party going down. I just jumped in the fucking bounce house. Didn't give a fuck. What the fuck? Who
said what? If I had to get out in the next 5 minutes?
Exactly.
Nigga, I'm about to enjoy my time.
Just jumped in that bitch. I'm like, hey. And then I heard this nigga mom. He was like, who is you? I was just like, oh, I'm a kid in the neighborhood. And then I ended up talking to this nigga Mickey, and we being cool and shit. And then that's how we pretty much just became friends. Found out this nigga getting bullied by the same niggas I'm getting bullied by over in the fucking hood. So I'm like, shit, we cool. Everyone that I know in my fucking circle that's getting bullied by these niggas, that's how we all just came up. Literally the fact that we knew that these niggas is hoes. They from like fucking 18 to 17 bullying fucking third graders and fifth graders and first graders. It's like, nigga.
Nigga, y'all have nothing better to do with y'all time. Nigga, besides, I was 18, 19, stealing from 17, 16-year-olds. That's what my 18, 19s consisted of. Me going to parties, stealing from motherfuckers, taking your baddest bitch, and yeah.
Hey, that's that.
That's
like, nigga.
But when you sit in the streets,
whole ass gang banging, set tripping,
man,
on young ass
niggas. Like, oh yeah, we all niggas from. Hold on, do you even know what this means?
Half of the niggas that were doing that knew me already. They knew where I was. They knew where I came from.
They just did it to fuck
They
with
just
you.
did it, yeah. Also on that part, just to be acting brand new ass niggas. That's why half y'all niggas dead and in jail. Fuck y'all. But like I was saying, like niggas.
I mean, hey, that's
nigga.
karma for you, bro. Like you gonna sit here and punk on motherfuckers for hella long. You gonna get yourself into some shit because all you doing is either following up behind some nigga because he's sitting here punking him, and you got 4 other niggas that's bigger than these little niggas right here. So you just gonna follow behind and follow suit.
Like,
but besides actually trying to work towards a single goal in your life, like that kind of fucks with me.
Bro, like literally, it was me, Mickey, the homie Jason, like, and a bunch of other niggas.
That nigga Jason though. Shouts out to that nigga Jason. That nigga got a kid and shit.
Free my nigga Jason, bro.
Man, no, shouts out. Free my nigga Jason. Right, I forgot that nigga went down a while ago. You told me about that.
Yeah, and I know he's still down because no one's ever told me anything else about it. So
yeah, man.
That nigga, like, bro, he was all in this shit together. We came up, all that shit filming together. So it's like, yeah, we like me and him, a bunch of other niggas that I kind of don't want to mention it, but like they were part of the group. I ain't gonna just erase them niggas like they weren't there.
They were there.
But yeah, them niggas, Jason and fucking Mickey, like we was like brothers. Like nigga, like that's the shit that brought us together.
And that's crazy. That's how me, Taylor, and Sheen were, because Taylor was there too, but then he was really cool with Sheen because they got to like talk and all that shit, but Sheen didn't really know me, so I had to like get to know Sheen and shit like that, and I was like, oh, he's not this like little ass kid that's like hella weird or nothing. He just wants to chill and shit, and I'm like, you know what? That's cool. You a cool nigga. You're accepted by me, like. And then also the fact that Sheen went about shit his own way, and he was just different. Now as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, okay, this is obviously somebody that's like moves in a different direction. I respect that, and I mean he had his phase where he went through his shit and came out the other side. At least he came out the other side. That's all I gotta say. A better person. He did, even though he was already like a good person at heart and shit, and some things kind of brought him down to a point where he didn't really have many options, but he still came out of that at least a good person.
Shit, yeah, that's like, bro. That's what I can say about that nigga Mickey. Like, nigga, I punked the fuck out that nigga as a kid, bro. I mean, it's because like shit. I grew up.
You had your own issues, like
that shit.
Not even gonna lie.
No, exactly. So like, I can't just say, "Oh, I was just a bully, this nigga."
Nah, but
I was just beating his ass every day and shit. But like, it was like that. But it wasn't like nigga like.
No, it wasn't like how
some abusive shit. Like,
yeah, like like this. See, that was the issue with us and our homie Elijah. Like, even if he listens to this, he might understand it or misconceptualize it in any way. It's not. This, I'm just telling you, this is how we all talked about this. He was bipolar. He had moments where he would act like a little bitch. He knew this himself. He told us this, right? So we all sat around and talked about this. And one day we all came to the conclusion by, as many times as we've accepted him and been okay with it, this is some toxic ass shit.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Because we're sitting here and accepting and keep on trying to be your friend and shit, but you have this issue where you act like you don't know nobody and you act like you're the superior ass person, and it's like, nah, but we all equal here. We can all see that, but I don't think that you see that.
Honestly, it'd be like that. Like, nigga.
And it was even the things as small as us even just freestyling together when we weren't like doing shit. This nigga would try to be like the head of the group or something. Like, bro, you're not a dog. You don't need to lead the pack, my nigga. My nigga Kong acts like that. That is some dog shit. I'm not calling you a dog, but that's some dog shit.
Yeah. Like, I ain't gonna lie, like, shit, for fucking Vicky and shit. Like, dude, he was a nigga that kind of couldn't stand up for himself, and also, I was oblivious to exactly how young this nigga really was at the time. Like, nigga was, like, in first, second grade doing shit with fifth graders and shit like that, so I took it to my extent, like, oh, he part of the group. He gonna get the same work as we all do. Nigga get beat the fuck down by, like, 18-year-olds and shit like that. Yeah, nigga. Nigga.
See, that's why this nigga beefing up now, because he ain't gonna let nobody punk him like that.
That's what I'm saying. My dude a competitive ass nigga now to the point, like, he a hard body competitive ass nigga. This nigga literally, he's a nigga that doesn't give a fuck about what the fuck you doing as long as it's not fucking with him.
Basically.
And I respect that.
You gotta get me in contact because I need a little interview with that nigga.
Oh
no
yeah,
cap.
fuck
No
yeah.
cap. Just be like that nigga Dwayne. He want to interview you, bro. If you got Discord,
Shit, I'll call him right after this.
Straight up. Because honestly, that's another nigga that it's like. Because I've only heard it from you and I haven't met him myself, which makes it more intriguing of a story because I'm like, who is this kid? Who is this kid, right? And I'm like, oh my gosh, like he went from being this kid that was being punked around and that's all I would hear is just like that and being punked around in video games and shit to this nigga starting to bodybuild, do his own shit, want to move out, like, and I'm sitting here just kind of trying to wrap my head around the whole thing and I'm like, this kid is really grown even though despite of the obstacles set in front of him.
Man.
And I respect the fuck out of that.
Like, shit, the shit that he told me too, I'm like, damn, bro, you went through the same shit as me in terms of, like, it's like fucking child protective services and shit. But for him, he has three sisters. Oh, no, he has two sisters and a little brother. So I know that shit was definitely, like, more stressful on his part. My shit was more just like, fuck, I don't want to be in the system. Half the shit that I was doing, I was just trying to get the fuck out the system. Like, my dad told me, oh, if you run away, it's going to make things worse. And I was just like, but I don't like this person I'm with. And every single time I'm, like, doing something, it just seemed like I'm just doing the wrong thing. Like, CPS is different for a bunch of people, that's for sure. I knew that fucking Jill was like, oh, bro, I went to a grouper. Jason, he said he went to a grouper too. Now
I hate to say it to you, Gio, but we all know what happened in that grouper.
Man, groupers are bullshit. I've actually been in a group home for like a week, and honestly, it wasn't that bad. I just ate good and just made sure my phone was charged. Like that ass, like I was just like, fuck it.
But I'm just saying, we all know that path that Gio took, and it's like, bro, you know a lot more niggas than we do,
man.
So. And like
that connection shit,
man, and the fact that Gio, like, he didn't grow up with the niggas that you grew up with, but he knows a lot of the same niggas that you do.
Yeah, and that's the crazy part, because I was fun. He's like, oh, bro, I lived in Fillmore too. I was like, when did you live in Fillmore? Because I lived in Fillmore since 2008. Like, that's like...
That nigga was like, bro, I moved down in 2007, bro. Like the day before you got there, bro. I was packing my shit and leaving.
Like, nigga, and talking about I was up the street. I'm like, where the fuck up the street was you? I knew a nigga named Pablo selling me Xbox games, my nigga. Like, I knew a bunch of niggas that actually were like giving me shit just to give me shit. And
not a nigga named Gio. Nobody mentioned a nigga named Gio.
I never heard a nigga named Gio.
Unless she was in the house the whole time.
Had a different name or something.
Man, going under a different alias.
Okay. Like, I have niggas that can actually vouch to tell you that I was here. And I wouldn't even want them to do that. Honestly.
But they can, though.
Yeah. And it's sad, because I really hate that fucking place. Like, fucking, like, Fillmore, I've had my maniest childhood experiences there. That's for sure. Went to my first function, the fucking age of, like, 10. I was with my cousin, and I didn't know what the fuck to do. They were telling me, like, oh, you should twerk. I was like, I'm moving my arms around, Reddo's just playing and shit. I'm just like, am I doing it right? They're like, nah. They laughing at me and shit. I'm just like, I'm a fucking kid. The fuck am I gonna do here?
Bruh, like, my first, I mean, it wasn't a real function, but, you know, it was a whole bunch of black kids at a fucking school dance. My first thing, it was just like, I had that same issue, but it was in middle school, so I'm, like, really unknowing about this shit, right? So, okay, before this even happens, right, I actually ended up getting stuck in the gym. Ended up being in the gym. It was just one random ass day. And then these two girls, one girl named Mayama, I think so. And then another girl named Marquisha. Everybody used to know this bitch. Swear to God, she came into my school and beat some ass. Swear to God, it was...
You sound like she beat ass.
Bruh. And I've known this bitch since middle school. But she had beef with some bitches I had knew in high school. I think over a nigga.
I kind of figured.
But, you know, we're not going to go into that. Mm-hmm. So basically... These two females sit me down in the chair. They're just like, you know, just sit here, whatever, right? I'm just like, what the fuck's going on, right? So, I think my ama, because she was older, whatever, she just started swearing on me and shit. I'm like, what the fuck? But you know, I'm just like, get the fuck off me, like, you know, because I'm hella young. I'm like, what the fuck?
What are you doing?
And then right after, probably like 10 minutes later, no cap, I see this one nigga just sitting in the chair, just taking it, like, just taking it, just sitting there like he in a club or something, like, just sitting there like, I do this. This is what I'm about. Like, he was really just sitting there, like, it was just basking in it. I'm like, damn, nigga.
I was like, bro, that's what I tried to do with my fucking first function. These niggas looking at me like, what are you doing, bro? Do something with the ass. I'm like, all right, bro, fuck it.
That nigga said, fuck it.
And he's like looking at me like, bro, what are you doing?
Nigga, he clapping that shit in the middle of the dance floor. Take that somewhere else.
He's like, bro, I don't know what to do here. They telling me to do something. I'm like, fuck you, I'm just gonna fuck her, dude.
I mean, hey, it's the only logical thing to do at that point.
Bro, especially if you're a kid, you watched porn before. Literally, my fucking cousin, boyfriend, I hated this.
And see, that's the crazy thing. Like, I know this, you know, going into that, but I seen porn before I seen twerking, so. I didn't know what twerking was. So when it was like a thing and I had gone through that situation, I'm like, what the fuck is this? All I'm gonna do is sit here and like probably get like horny from it or something. Like, I don't want to do that, and then like it gets bad, and then like
nothing happens,
and then completely like my name completely gets mixed up and derailed, and everybody's just shitting on me for the whole rest of the year or something. I don't know, right? I just didn't want anything bad to happen, right? I was looking out for the better interest of myself. Because I didn't know what twerking was. Like, I watched, what's that movie called Rise?
Oh, yeah.
With the dancing movie with the clowns, Crunchy Clown shit? Mm-hmm. Yeah. But they weren't like, they talked about twerking.
But they didn't do it.
But, no, they did it. But I didn't really know about it, you know?
Oh,
because twerking became a big thing when we hopped in middle school. Honestly, and it was when it started popping off.
That's crazy. It started because I noticed it like right when I was like elementary and shit.
That's when that was the rise. That was the come up.
And I didn't know about
blow
it.
Up.
My cousin was just like over there shaking her ass and shit, and just like, what the fuck? And then there's like red nose started popping up.
Yep.
And a bunch of other shit.
Yep.
I'm just like, okay.
Just stripper songs. Straight up
stripper songs.
Stripper songs.
My cousin was trying to fix me up with this one bitch that was way older than me and saying some shit like, oh, what you gotta do, you gotta work it. I'm just like, what the fuck are you talking about?
You gotta work, nigga. What is working it?
All I know is.
All I know. It's all I've been. But like, you know, I didn't think about it like that when I was in middle school. But you know, it would have been funny if I did. It would have been a funny experience. But you know, it just freaked me out to a degree because I'm sitting here like, what the fuck is this? Why? Like, I'm not this guy. Because I was just this nerd ass nigga at one point in time that still played with Legos. Yep. So, yeah, there was that guy. And you know, it's funny because a lot of people tend to forget that guy. They look at the father that I am today and they're like,
they forget who you were in middle school.
Nigga, playing with Legos, not giving a shit about shit, stealing from Safeway, hanging out with your black ass, smacking fucking niggas in the head with a bag of chips to make it blow up. I was stupid.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Yeah, I remember all those.
Hanging out in the hallways, yelling at the top of our fucking lungs and shit. Mm-hmm. Fucking acting like we was gonna fight to have fucking motherfuckers stir up shit to make it so that now in high school we can't even get a class together.
Man.
That was
niggas probably put that shit in.
Bruh, it was in our record. We talked about this shit.
Yeah.
It was that had to be on record. It had to be.
It had to be on record that we know each other that fucking well. Because they were just like, yeah, you niggas is not.
They said even.
You know something crazy? I got that nigga Jason in the marina literally, and they said, nah, you can't be in our class. You can't be in my class. I was like, bro, what the fuck? Even when I got held back and shit. And I'm like, he's in 7th grade, I'm in 7th grade. Still can't be in my class.
Yeah, see, that shit was on record. I swear to God, it was written down. They have a little public comment section. They're like, yeah, to make sure this nigga don't sit with Jason Maddox, Dwayne Dent, don't class him with those two niggas, maybe Rashid.
Because remember, I was in 7th grade while he was in 6th grade. We was always hanging out together.
Bruh, that nigga Jason balls in your face. That shit was the baby shit. Oh my God. When this nigga would jump up like the monkey he was, this nigga would jump up, pull your head down, and jump over you.
Balls to your face.
Yeah.
Remember that shit.
Yes.
Oh my god, that's because me and the homie used to hang out with Jason and shit. Bro, we used to fucking play basketball all the time. And like we were all coming up together in basketball. That's why shit, when I was like, bro, you wanna play basketball? And I didn't know how like serious you were into the shit, so we was just playing.
Nigga, we was playing until like, I actually felt like, there's like sense of competition here where I can play oh my gosh, the years, the few years that we spent playing every day, just coming to my house, playing in the backyard. Because I remember the first time we went to yours and we were like, this fucking shit sucks.
Oh, fuck it.
Because mine was so much higher. We had to deal with so much more bullshit and aiming and arching. But I think it was because we would like to jump shot more and shit like that. Oh my gosh! Oh, yo, threes back in the day, my nigga be sitting there. Shut the fuck up. Yes, bro. You remember that shit? You remember that shit? My nigga would be saying on the sidelines like this nigga was Curry or something.
Oh shit!
Yes, bro.
I was just gonna get into that too, actually, with you, because I was like, this nigga, fucking Julian was telling me like, oh, bro, we should get back into basketball. And I was like, bro, I've been watching basketball way more now. I know.
I'll watch it, but I don't.
Fundamentals a lot, bro.
I don't know if I'm gonna play it though.
Really?
I could watch it. Like we could watch it, sit around, drink a couple beers, but like physical. Let me start working on myself and feel like I can get back into that physical life
That's
again.
what I was doing myself, bro.
And like, so that, like, we can start doing that. Because if I really do start...
Even with fundamentals, bro.
Man, like, we can start... And we, just like video games, we can start small all over again.
Exactly. And because I'm not doing shit.
Bro, and I'm not doing shit.
Like that. Like, nigga, we at that point, like, fitness, like...
It's up to us. Yeah. Not like, it's mandatory or anything like that. So... That's why I'm saying, like, I want to start doing gym shit because at the end of the day, I know that if you don't keep up with the whole metabolism thing, that shit ends up wearing off.
It's not the metabolism that wears off, but it's, like, literally the stamina and, like, what you've already built wears off. Like, see, remember like, when we were, like, in middle school, we ran, like, hella fucking fast for no reason?
Yeah, but, I mean metabolism by, like, when I get to my 30s, I want to be able to still be, like, fit and shit. I don't want to have no fucking dad gut.
Nah, yeah, that's true.
My daughter's mother asked me, "What the fuck's your dad gut at?" Right here, bitch. You see it?
Like, nigga, he's skinny. What the fuck's a dad gut to him?
Oh, so I'm supposed to be like bloating or something.
That's because like niggas expect niggas to eat a lot. Like the whole aspect of like what the fuck metabolism is for another person is like what you already eat and how much you can pretty much withstand already. Like it's pretty much what makes you full faster than what makes you like more hungry later.
Man, and but go back into the whole running fast in middle school. Yeah,
like nigga. So like the whole aspect of that shit, like we were able to still keep up our stamina and shit. Now if we
try to, bro, I can low key
catch up.
Yeah, like, I can low key sort of run as fast as I can, but not as much as I wasn't, bro. I've already talked to you about this one. Mm-hmm. The fact that I was one of the fastest kids in my class at one point in time.
Oh yeah, I actually talked to my dad even about that shit too. You told me like, bro, you are like me and Roderick and Raymond. You wanna know why I say that? Literally, all of us were track stars, and also
Al used to be out. Like, let's tell him about the one story. Let's tell him about the one story where we were smoking. On at the baseball field with that nigga Manny. Exactly. That nigga was sitting there, didn't even know. This nigga Alan, Manny, Charles, before you and Charles wasn't cool no more.
All nigga turtle head ass nigga.
All these niggas was like, okay, we sit here chilling, smoking our weed and shit. You know, we got a little bit of something, I guess. And some motherfucker sees us and they're like, hey, you up there smoking dope? We all turn our heads, look at that nigga, and that nigga's just like, hey, whatever, like still just yelling at us, right? Alan is the first one to be out. This man out around the corner, and I think this nigga went back to school.
I didn't even. I was waiting for y'all niggas.
Oh, wow. This nigga was out and around the corner, and we couldn't even find this nigga. Me and this nigga Charles went straying down the street like two dumbasses running towards Fort Mason when Alan was just the smartest out of all of us and just decided to run around the corner and be like, hey, I'm going to sit here for a second, wait till it dies down and cools out, me and this niggas was just going to fucking take off, right?
Came back, saw y'all niggas gone. I was like, bro, what the fuck?
Bro, we ran all the way down the street, and then Charles started tripping on some bitch shit, and this nigga's like, oh, fight me, bro. And I'm like, bro, I'm not going to fight your bitch ass, bro. I'm your friend. Why the fuck would I fight you?
That's weird.
Bro, because he started being on some shit, and I told him the nigga to calm down. Like, literally.
The shit that kind of tripped me about that was the fact that you helped him get a girl. I helped him maintain a relationship. This nigga, we even saved him from getting stabbed.
Bro, yeah, oh my God. The most craziest shit that happened in middle school. One of the most craziest things. I don't even think that she had a knife either. I think she just wanted to beat his ass.
No, she had a knife. I literally saw it. She had the knife, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, this chick, right, that this dude was dating because this man was giving her money and all this type of shit. This man was basically, like, getting hoed out.
Bruh, the fucked up part is I actually didn't even know the full story until, like, fucking, Snap told me. She's like, oh, yeah, he was fucking with this one bitch I knew over in Fillmore. I was like, this nigga got you a bitch. I'm like, this nigga got you a bitch and you just gonna fuck him up.
Right, yeah, I did. Wait, I did hook him up with today, though.
You did.
I was like, hey, like, my nigga Charles, like, this nigga don't want to talk to you or nothing.
Mm-hmm. I remember the whole story,
but he liked you and shit, like, you know.
And I was just like, fuck.
You know what's funny? I don't even remember Snap even cool with my ass, but she was. Because it's Anaya's ass.
Yeah. And they both have, like, similar names.
Exactly. And she was only cool. I mean, it was that, and then also just me being cool with her in general and knowing Gio and shit, and, like, you know.
I was cool with a lot of ratchet fat bitches and all that shit.
Exactly.
Too. Was the group.
Oh my gosh, I saw her a few months back, but she could not, like, recognize me for shit. And I was grateful.
I'm glad.
I was grateful. Because I was like, bruh, I don't want you to mention you trying to stab a nigga. But basically, I hooked this nigga up, right? They start talking, but I see that, honestly, this nigga's kind of getting played out of his money, though. Bruh, if you didn't see how many times this nigga was giving this bitch money.
I didn't trip off.
Bro, he did it so many times, like, it was just cool. And I was sitting there like, you know, now, back then I wasn't thinking anything was wrong with it. But now that I think about it, I'm like, bruh.
Man, it was tricking.
Yeah, nigga, you was getting played, basically. So, you know, I didn't know about that. And then months after, they not cool no more. For some reason. He's trying to date another female, ugly bitch that he hooked up with, whatever, right? Because I know I had nothing to do with that.
I heard the whole story and everything, because this nigga telling me, because remember I told you me and Charles was like living together.
Yeah, Leticia, ugly ass bitch.
I was mad as fuck, because I'm like, nigga, he telling me the whole story about this shit too, and then after that, they cool or whatever the fuck, and later on, I find out that there's going to be a fight in school and shit, and things happen. We on the basketball court, it's me, you, fucking Charles, and then a bunch of other niggas. Bruh. All of a sudden,
a whole
crowd started popping off. I see,
and we turned around and we looked at this shit. We were like, "Wait, what the fuck is about to happen?"
Bruh.
We see Tanea pull up with a whole bunch of ratchet niggas. The ratchet niggas ain't even gonna do nothing. They were just the literal crowd.
There,
and they brought the crowd and made it a crowd, right? And she starts popping off on Charles and starts yelling at him about a whole bunch of other shit.
Hold this nigga back.
And this nigga was thinking that he was sick and was gonna confront her about some shit. Like, nah, bruh, you're not gonna talk to a female when she mad as fuck. So we hold this nigga back. They have to stop her because she was Okay, so she came. It was a little bit of a twice situation, right? At first, we had to pull him back because they had to pull her all the way across the street because when their first interaction they were gonna have, she was gonna stab this thing off the bat. And we were not going to be right there.
Nope, nah.
Straight up not going to be right there.
Like, literally, I saw her holding the knife, too, as soon as the crowd was coming out. I was like, shit, we got to get this nigga Charles out. Yes! And I was like, bruh.
Go.
Go. Like, to stab you. Dip.
Like,
dip
go.
This nigga dip. I'm like, all right. And then he told me the story when we living together and shit. Because, like, shit, we had the whole... This is pretty much where my whole foster home situation.
But hold on, let me finish it though.
Yeah.
This is the funny part. Okay, so as soon as this nigga, she decides to come back. That's the worst part.
Oh,
he came back. He didn't stay gone.
I remember that.
And then she's like sitting across the street, like, okay, like, you know, I'm done popping off, and she still sees this nigga, and she comes running across the street, almost gets hit by a bus.
That shit, bro.
And jumped over like 5 people to land in the arms of me and Alan, pretty much. Yep. Almost sink us to try to stab this nigga.
Yeah. I ain't gonna
Straight
lie.
up.
Like, bro, if you'd have seen this fat bitch running, bro, you would have been
Bruh, she got more speed than a fucking train. And then when she jumped, bruh, like she don't jump high, but she land hard.
She one of them ratchet bitches that be fighting niggas, bro. You don't want to fuck with that. Like, nigga, and then the whole story with Leticia and shit, man,
that was just gross, bro.
Bro, no, the shit that pissed me off about that whole shit, bro, because this is the end of that, like, Tanea chapter.
Right.
He going through some fucking shit with his mom or whatever. I don't give a fuck.
Oh, right. Yeah,
so,
that's his whole thing. Yeah, going to it.
I don't, like, nigga, and this shit pissed me off because, like, I'm really being a brother to this nigga and all this shit, telling this nigga a bunch of shit. And I didn't even know this nigga was gonna live with me. I tell him, hey, yo, bro, you should live with me. Didn't know it was gonna happen.
Right, just like Woody, huh?
Mm-hmm. Actually, it's funny. He was like, Woody was the first nigga.
Yeah, but you were like that nigga on some other shit.
Nigga kept getting us late with a bus, bro. I was mad as shit. But yeah, this nigga Charles, so he told me the whole story with Leticia and shit. She's friends with the bitch I like over there in my mind, shit, right? That bitch with glasses over, yeah. And so she friends with her and shit. I'm cool. And then after that,
you know what's crazy?
What's up?
You tried to get with her. I don't know if we really talked about it too much. I was hitting on her. You tried to get with her. I never told you because I never knew that you were trying to get with her. So like months back before I talked to you about it, I was following her on Instagram and shit, and didn't say nothing, but I was like hitting on her and shit. But I found that out, and I was like, oh shit, like fuck. Well, I mean, she fine though, but. Hey,
I mean, her fucking backward ass was fucking annoying as shit anyway. Bitch kept on talking about, oh, I can't fuck with you because you're a bad boy. You get into too much trouble, and now you hanging out with hella hood rat niggas. It don't matter. But like,
and that's exactly what happens.
Exactly. So like, nigga, the whole shit was fucking. This nigga Leticia wants to fight me for some fucking reason.
Oh, right. I remember that.
Yeah.
Like she was going to actually do some shit.
Yeah, and I didn't, like, on some bare new shit like Charles was doing with you, start doing with me.
Yeah.
And then on the top of that, nigga, we cool for like a good month after that. Then after that, then some old shit started bringing back up. And then you started fucking hating on me because my dad dropped $600 for the PS4.
It's a fucking system.
And this shit first came out, too.
It's a fucking system. Why you gotta be...
I don't even know why you hating. So
nigga, I found out that shit, and I was like, yo, hopefully he gets another controller soon. We can fucking hang out and play video games.
Exactly. Like, nigga, when I first got that shit, I could feel the hate from this nigga, especially when he was with me when I got it.
The haterade.
Like, nigga, it was just, like, in the air at that time. I was like, all right, well, fuck. Nigga, and then at this time, too, I'm trying to transition from foster mom to foster mom. I find out, like, if I live in Fresno, I can live with my fucking foster mom that my brother got, right?
Right.
This nigga gonna hit me with the, oh, so I'm gonna follow you then. Because, we together, bro. We brothers, bro. We do this together. What the fuck you mean?
Thank you. We do this together. What?
We over in Fresno and shit, bro. I'm, like, riding a bike. I'm riding this whole ass bike that this sweet ass lady just gave me, bro. And the crazy part is, bro, this nigga don't know how to ride a bike. You never told me that. You told, I guess you that, I guess in middle school, but...
Yeah, he told me that once because we were doing the bike riding shit, and that nigga couldn't ride a bike for shit, and he was like, bro, you can ride a bike? I was like, yeah, dude.
Exactly.
I was like, what, 8 years old?
I teach this nigga, I literally taught this nigga how to fucking ride a bike, bro. So...
Yeah, I remember that. And he, like, I'm sorry. Oh, God. I hate going back to middle school because looking at him just
reminds you of so much of why the fuck it didn't work. We wasn't homies.
Yeah. And it's like,
I should have first saw those signs with that nigga Gio, but like, it was like...
Honestly, with Gio, it was harder to see because at the end of the day, Gio...
fucking bull, bro.
Yeah.
like, you can't do shit without getting this nigga, like, either mad or some other type of way about it. So
exactly, like, and you us being that young, well, honestly, I'm speaking for myself, me being that young and not really knowing that, and just kind of accepting it for what it is, I thought he was my friend and shit, and, sort of, in a way,
hey.
Just finessing all my other friends, but, hey.
Like, exactly. I ain't gonna lie, I mean, shit. From like a background of like knowing who you trust and all that shit, like my dad, like, I told you all my stories of like literally we having niggas live with us and niggas stealing from us. Those are all my dad's homies. Every last one of them, road dogs. Now they not there no more. Just because my dad get more money than them niggas in a game of poker or whatever the fuck.
Oh right, I remember that. They were hating on this nigga like a motherfucker.
Player hating,
and you guys had to leave had to leave the hill because of it, huh?
Yeah.
So, I remember that story.
So shit, my dad told me at an early age, trust who you hang around with. Every single time I was told that, I've always thought that you just trying to scare my friends away. Like every single time I was hanging out with you or some shit like that, I'd have thought, okay. Like, even when I started calling you my brother, don't call him your brother. You never know, bro. You don't know. And I was just like, I'm very serious about it. Now I know what he was talking about. Like shit. At the end of the day, you know who your friends are, you know who your associates are, and you know who your family is.
And at the end of the day, that's why I keep it to, like, family and associates, and I don't really have friends no more because, nigga, the way I consider you and a few other people in this world, like you, Julian, and probably, like, 2 other people, nigga, you, Julian, Taylor, and Sheem, y'all niggas are all my family and not just these friends that I just have around and shit like that and I just hang out with. Nah. I've come to y'all about big ass problems and situations that I've had in my life, and all y'all did is sit around and at least listen to me. Taylor, a little bit of the other side of the story, but we don't get into that. I just exactly. I just respect y'all for just being there and not being like, you know, you guys don't understand. I get that you guys can't fathom this shit. You don't have a kid.
Exactly.
But I'm not gonna sit here and ladle that you don't have a kid on you. I'm going to sit here and tell you what the hell I'm going through, and you guys are just gonna be like, okay, bro. You got to do what you got to do. You know it's important and you know what you got to do. So you do it and we're here to support you as friends, bro, because we see that you're stressed the fuck out.
Exactly. And that was the whole shit. Like, when my dad told me that shit, I was like, okay, now I know what the fuck you mean. Because, well, fuck, I literally thought of Charles as a brother, bro.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, like, so, like, and to the point, I live with the nigga. So, like...
and that's how I thought about Gio. It's like,
man, I still feel like that nigga ain't your brother in different ways. Like, I know what the fuck he going through, and I know I can't always be there. So, like, that's like that. But, like, with Charles, like, nigga, that shit, like, I'm not noticing the signs to know where the fuck you at in the headspace of where, nigga, if we are actually brothers. You gonna get mad at me over a bitch that I don't even fuck with. In the sense of, I've never talked to this hoe. I've never said I want to slap this bitch. You know me in front of females, especially ones I don't like. I'm gonna be rude. So I was very respectful in all types of ways.
Where nigga didn't give a shit about what Charles was going through at that time. You let Charles try to handle his shit.
No, I cared to the point where like I was.
But no, I'm saying like not in a bad way. I mean like you were minding your own business. You weren't all about what Charles was going through. And you're like, oh yo, bitch, I'm fine, all that shit. Exactly. No, you were just like, okay, you doing you and shit. If you ever need somebody to talk to, nigga, I'm here. Like,
literally, we had family struggles and we both talked about them. Like, exactly. I talked about my mom and he talked about his mom. So he literally know the stories that I told him about my mom, and I know the stories that he told me about his mom. That's how big that connection was already. No one just goes out and tell you about their family members. Like
exactly.
That. So, nigga, I'm over just like, bruh. Not the shit you tell me, and then the shit that you tell me now is like just jazzing. And half the shit that I know now is just like, nigga, you a bitch, nigga. Like honestly, like in the real, like niggas ain't even holding no grudges. It's like, nigga, you just a bitch. Like that's how it is.
You were just raised that way.
Hey,
and I can't say nothing about it.
Man, like that's just how it be. And now I know, and that's just like if. Even when you get your kids, you don't want them to find out the hard way, but that's kind of like probably how it's going to be at some point.
Exactly, because at the end of the day, like, I can change what I want to change, but there's still like things that have already been kind of set in motion to where, if she doesn't, hopefully, if she doesn't really try to look back on like her younger life and stuff, and is able to remember me and all this stuff, and when I'm able to have her and see her and have her here just with me and shit.
Right.
If she's able to remember that over the issues that me and her mom had, and the fact that I wasn't really there at the beginning of her life, which I know that she won't remember, because as soon as you hit a certain age, those memories are just kind of gone.
Hey, shit, after that, you gotta be reminded, or if you are more advanced.
Like, it would probably just be me telling it to her, but then she would be sitting there like, thinking about it, like, why weren't you there? Why didn't you try to push for these things earlier and stuff? And all
Like, how old are you? I mean, how old is she right now?
she's a year and 5 months now.
Oh yeah, she's going on that type of shit, man.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I'm just glad that I'm getting this done now, but I still wish I could have done it earlier because I was really about it earlier. But then at the end of the day, earlier, I still was holding those grudges and still was being petty to my own degrees because, nigga, I'm not even gonna lie to myself. I was going on my way on Instagram and shit on my baby mama.
Hey, shit, it's the principle of this shit, bro. Look at
I swear to God, I was, and I was only doing it because at the end of the day, I was mad about something. I was mad about what I was going through. I was expressing that to people and stuff, but I still felt like that wasn't enough. I felt like she wasn't getting that.
No,
but when I talked to her again, she was. Like, she was getting all of it. She just was masking it and shit and didn't want to tell nobody. And I had to look at that and be like, wow, like, not like even with me going out my way to post shit on Instagram, nothing like that. More so of like me not being there and stuff and just her feeling like she don't have time for shit. And it left that sort of effect on her where she's like, fuck, like.
Like, shit, that's like, and that still go with the same shit. Like, you can't always just like agree on shit, but if y'all still there together on some type of like level of that, then you can still at least like have a relationship on some type of level. You don't gotta have like an intimate relationship.
Exactly, and it's like, man, that was the kind of like divergence that me and her had just growing up, because it was so long of me and her not seeing each other, and when we were younger, it was just that like that new spark where I met this new person and I'm getting to know them, and it's all this cool shit, and like when I finally got to know who she was, it was just like, hold on. Bruh, like,
just give me a minute to process it.
Bruh, because it just killed me because I know I told you, and I know it's been years since I've told you though. My baby mama basically wanted, before she was ever even like that, she wanted the same basic shit that, like, and I was still a virgin at that time, and I was like, hey, like, we could probably make it happen one day, but I was a little bit more scared about it than she was. She kind of wanted to like get kind of past that so that we can kind of like start moving on and shit, and I was just like, yeah, I want to wait for that, bro. She wanted it more than 90, basically.
I can tell, like, that's kind of what that sounds like.
Yeah, back in the day, she did, and I would sit there and I had to look at that and be like, okay, like I want it as bad as you do, but like you're getting me in trouble with your fucking family, and they're starting to fucking hate me and starting to think that it's just me, and it's like, I can't tell them it's your daughter.
They think like, oh, I'm the one that's just pushing for this,
like I don't get me wrong, I am, but then not as much as she, like, when a female pushes up on you, like, type shit. Honestly. And she was like, not even to be weird or nothing, she was just that type of female that would just push up on me and be like, yeah, like, nigga, like, yeah, nigga, yeah.
I can picture that already, like nigga, that's it.
But like when we got older, it was just, I'm glad that it was a little bit different, and I had a little bit more confidence to just be a little bit more assertive about it. But when we were like younger, it just shocked the shit out of me because I'm like, hopefully she wants it as much as I do, and then figuring out that and getting to that point where you get to really know somebody.
Exactly.
And I'm like,
damn. Oh, okay.
I don't even live with you, and it's like,
it's getting that way.
And then, it's crazy. It is crazy.
Hey, shit. I remember fucking the amount of times I've actually got to figure out someone just like just knowing them. Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh shit, I wonder how that nigga is exactly really is. Find out, okay, well, this person is not.
Bro, why is it always like the people that you ask for too? Like, you're like semi-genuine about it. You're like, I'm really kind of am interested, but I feel like I'll never be able to have the opportunity. And then you get that opportunity and you get to know that person. Bro, like the time that I told you about how I made my worst enemy one of my best friends.
Oh, yeah.
This nigga, Eric from, not O'Connell, from ISA. Me and this nigga used to hate each other. All this shit. Got to know about this nigga, figured out he had a few problems going on and shit, and that he was moving. And I was like, damn, let's smoke, like, bro, like, even throughout the, like, issues that we had. I completely understand it, and we cool now. Like we
I
haven't gotten to talk to him since, but
I had an issue with a female that I knew. It was like this was funny as shit. Like I was always wondering why the fuck she was trying to boss me around, thinking she was like she is older than me, but like I was just like,
bruh, this chick wasn't even older than me. I had the same issue, and then I talked to her years later. She was just like, I don't know if she was like, yeah, I like low key liked you or something like that, but she was just like, yeah, I was being mean because I wanted to like be your friend, and like
that happened like a week later.
a week later, no, I talked to this girl years later.
No, mine happened a week later. It was funny as fuck too because I was just like, in the history aspect, this is funny because this was the person that was going out with the nigga that was bullying me. Like, there's a, hold on, this nigga, yo, Chinatown, yo, yeah.
Luckily, this is almost over.
Yeah. This shit was funny as fuck because the nigga that was bullying me, that was his bitch that was actually like bossing me around and shit. And then she was like, yeah, actually, I like you. She showed me her titties and shit. I was like, young as shit. I don't even know what the fuck to do with these things.
I guess you just let me go about your day, I guess.
Just said, fuck it. And then I took it as a. She was like doing hella fucking sexual things. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Okay, yeah, I'm a young nigga. You gotta.
Exactly. I'm just like, I'm confused and shit. And then
too many things.
And then I'm hearing, she's going out with this one bitch that I fucking know that bullies me and shit. And it was like the fucking Fillmore type niggas.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like, this is like just a whole ass coincidence, or it's just funny as shit. And what made it more funny, honestly, on my part, was that same dude was going out with my cousin. So it was like that nigga was like cheating on her anyway. So I was like, it was funny as fuck. But
coincidence.
Just coincidences.
Oh
like
my gosh!
Like just aligned.
Oh my gosh! I hate to call this female out as much as I used to hate her, because I mean she's doing her own thing now. Good for you, but I'm still called out because it's something that happened in high school, and it's something that I'm not gonna overlook. I told you this. I think you were there the day that it happened. Remember that? I don't know. I don't remember if you were there. I just remember that I remember my sister being there, but Farima and what's her name? Fat bitch. What's her name? Cammy. Remember Cammy when they both fought?
Filipino chick?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
We were both by the fucking store. This was just it's most random coincidence though. And I'm just I don't know, I'm just talking about shit. And then we get out the side of the store and they're both like, oh, grab my titty. I'm like, what? Why? I'm sitting right. We walk out the store. I'm like, why? Like, just to see how it is. And I'm like, what? I'm trying to make sense out of this, right?
How the fuck do you make sense out of this?
She's like, it's good. She's like, it's good. Just grab it, whatever. I'm like, okay, no.
That's how niggas get set up.
But straight up, they weren't fucking with nobody. I knew them because I've been going to school with them for hella long, right? But the thing was that made me hella mad was that Farima tried to make it seem like she hella like rejected me like years ago and shit, right? Because after I initially left, what's it called, Viz, I got in contact with her probably like a year or two later, talked to her about kind of why we were always like buddy and shit, and she told me that she used to like me and shit, and I was like, cool, like, how you doing now and shit, and what's going on, and I tried to see what she was up to. She told me that she was fucking with this dude, and I wasn't too discouraged about it or anything. I was just like, okay, do your thing. I hope you're happy, whatever, right? I didn't like, oh, you fucking bitch, right? But she was just like, oh, like, back in middle school, you used to like me so much. And I'm like, no, I didn't. I hit you up, and I asked you, and we talked for a minute, and you told me that you used to like me, and I did ask you out, but you were going out with somebody, if you don't remember that. Fucking asshole. And then basically, she has the even more worse karma is because I didn't blurt her out with everybody, worse karma happened to this woman. Man, you know what? It's unfiltered here. You know what happened. You know what the motherfuckers were saying about that bitch, right?
Mm-hmm.
That she deflowered herself with a banana.
I remember that.
Yeah. And, everybody looked at that female just differently. I even looked at that female differently. Like, what the hell is your problem? Because I'm like, dude, just in my mind, as a normal human being, just get some dick. Like, who the fuck out there wouldn't?
Honestly, I don't know how the fuck you even just think of this doing that.
I don't know how the fuck that works. I don't want to know because bananas have tips, and I'm saying that shit has to hurt. And no, like, no, please, no. We're done. We're done. That's the end of the story.
There's this. I ain't gonna lie. Speaking of the other bitch too. I see her actually a couple of years later when I'm walking down walking from home from O'Connell over a mission in a blue ass car. Alan? I was like, what the fuck is calling my name? It's her. I was like, what the fuck?
Candy?
The bitch that I was talking to that showed me her text.
Oh, damn.
Did I say that?
Damn. She was like, she blew your ass.
Man, I was like, what the fuck?
Bro, my nigga had a blast in the past. He sat there like, oh shit. There is something like hella cool I can't kind of go into right now on this tangent, since we are just kind of talking about shit. Back in the day, I mean, I didn't back in the day. I used to move from school to school a lot, and getting older and thinking about it throughout these last like 3 to 4 years at least.
Mm-hmm.
I've gone and seen at least all of my old fucking schools. I've either been inside them or...
you told me that.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I want to go on this tangent right now because I haven't really got the chance to talk about it. But, trying to find meaning, and then our other recording was scrapped because I actually did that.
That makes sense. I heard hella background.
Oh, no, not that one. That first one? Yeah, no. I have to just edit the second one. I mean the one we did yesterday. That one was accidentally scrapped.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't mean to do that. I did not mean to do that.
I don't even know what the fuck we was talking about.
We always talking nerd shit, bro. This is the thing. We used to talk about this all the time. And like going about how middle school was just not, I mean, it wasn't the craziest thing or anything. It's not like people were just getting shot up or nothing, but from a perspective of the outsider and like the drama not revolving around us, but us sometimes being involved with the drama, it makes a great story. It really fucking does.
Honestly, half the shit that like if another nigga can tell us from their perspective of the story, and then we like know our perspective still, and it's like pretty much just connects all together. This shit fucking hilarious. Like, honestly, half of the niggas that we know in Marina, if they could really tell us they part of the story, oh my god, we probably have some fucking laughs.
Bro, there's a lot of people's story I want to get. I want to talk to Teddy. Like, I know that it would never happen, but I want him to go in about what happened in 8th grade because I want you to be able to hear that shit. With the shit that me and this man used to do before this man had to actually sit down because I think he got his parents called up to the school or some shit. It got really bad for him. Before he really had to sit down and fucking start paying attention, he just didn't give a fuck. We had a 6th grader mindset in 8th grade.
Well, shit. We was on some other shit back then.
No. I mean, me and this nigga Teddy.
No, yeah.
When you left and me hanging out with that Asian nigga, bro.
Oh yeah.
Different.
You told me,
yeah, different, man. And I was like, bro, like it's. They're like, oh, bro, Alan gone, bro. What you gonna do? Like.
They really said that shit.
Yes. Niggas thought I was like lost without you or something. I'm like, nah, this is like my family and shit. I know that he left, but it's not like I have nothing to do here. Yeah, it's not gonna fall into fucking depression or anything.
Half the niggas that I know in my class literally fell into depression talking about, bro. They hit me up on Facebook talking about, where you at, bro? You say some funny shit, bro. I was just known to be the funny guy. And it's the crazy part, because I want to know if anyone else remember what the fuck I did in class. Because I heard I broke a TV. And I still remember it, but like I don't remember it from their perspective.
Oh yeah, you have to talk to Katya because she remembers that shit like it's yesterday. Remember, because Katya and what's that big ass Mexican nigga name? We skipped school. No, not Gio.
Oh wait.
No, Philip.
Philip.
Yes, he knows that story.
Oh yeah.
Them two, they were both in your fucking class with you. And I remember because she would bring that fucking story up to me in high school, and I'd be like, "Oh my god, Katya, please shut up about it." Nah, like really, because I already heard the story, nigga. I was right outside the classroom right after you did it, nigga. I walked out.
Yeah, you did.
I was right there, but I didn't see it. So everybody was just talking to me about it, like, "Oh yeah, he just broke a TV." And I'm just like, "Oh, whatever. I guess we're out of here, bro."
I remember that. I remember. I don't know exactly what the fuck the issue was. I know, like, I was told to sit down. I was going to throw some trash away. Then I got told, "Oh, if you keep getting up, we're gonna call your dad." And I was like, "I'm already going through bullshit enough. I can't have my dad be called from this bullshit ass school." And then I guess I was like, "So if I can't have this TV, no one can."
Bruh, it was such a total shift from middle school to high school. Like, I mean, I still had some of the same issues with my parents being called up to fucking high schools, but when we got into, like, 11th grade, when I was in 11th grade and you were chilling in 10th grade, bro, that shit, yeah. And then your last year at the school, yeah. And niggas thinking that I didn't graduate, yeah. Niggas thought I dropped out, full on dropped out.
I talked to a bunch of people from after summer school. And because half those niggas were still going to Alcano. They're like, "Alan, is that you?"
And they thought your ass dropped out too. And I was like, "Nah." They used to come up to me and ask me, "Oh, where Alan at, bro?" I'm just like, "Bruh, he's not coming to school."
Got sick of this goddamn school. like, nigga, this shit is bullshit.
Nigga, oh, he dropped out. I guess he did. God damn. Stop coming up to me about this nigga. Can you talk to me? Fuck, because I know you have the same issue. And they would be coming up to me like, "Yeah, bro, whenever you going, like, oh, where that nigga Dwayne at?"
So niggas will ask me that, or they'll just be like, "Hey, yo, Ellen, bro, you trying to do something?" I'm like, "What the fuck?" I mean, I'm waiting for it. I'm by myself now. Like, nigga, this ain't Dwayne out here, bro. Like, shit, nigga, I'm not gonna go nowhere because I'm bored as fuck. Half of you niggas I barely talk to. Y'all niggas talk about such shit and other things.
Yeah.
Y'all niggas in that middle school mindset that niggas was still like doing in like locker rooms, bruh. And I hated that shit.
Bruh, and that's why we hung out, because nigga, we didn't really give a fuck about that. All we did was sit around because I was just getting into Naruto, so all we would talk about
fucking Naruto.
Exactly, and how I would be actually like reading through it, and he would be telling me about how, you know, the anime is dope, but then I just had to convince this man that the manga is far superior just because it cuts out half the filler and you get all this.
I knew that already though.
You get all the story from it.
Oh yeah, I knew that already.
But that nigga was like, "Bro, I
told you like the filler episodes is nice though."
Right. And I was like, I remember, but it was a couple years past when I actually finished it. But I was like, "Bro, show me some good filler." Nigga did, and I was sitting there like, "Okay, bro, like this kind of nice, this kind of heat."
Totally, bro. Especially if you already know the story, bro.
Yeah, bro. My nigga showed me Power, but then I had already previously watched Power, trying to figure out what it was, and I didn't finish it. But the nigga showed me the whole thing. I was like, you know what? This is good. Like, put down my phone and everything, put my whole attention just into it, and I was like, okay, this is a good ass story for just even being a filler story. And you showed me a few other things, and then that's when you really got me into One Piece, even though I don't really watch it myself or nothing.
I got this nigga fucking.
I was denying One Piece for years. I was like, no, fuck that. I will eventually get into One Piece, but fuck that. Yes.
Can you lock up?
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, fuck that. One Piece? No, too weird for me. Years later, this nigga set me down, bro. Not even set me down. I was just like, bro, just show me some One Piece, bro. It's good now. Like, I'll give it a shot. I'm gonna stop being a fucking asshole about it and stop trying to yuck your yum. Show me some shit. Nigga, show me some of the dopest shit. And, like, show me a Luffy arc where this nigga had, like, hella fucking facial hair and shit. I don't know if that was Luffy or that other nigga that be finessing niggas.
Wait, fuck.
Brother.
Usopp?
Yes.
Yeah.
One of them had fucking hella facial hair.
Oh, hella facial hair.
Yeah, and it was just like they had been there and they had
Goldie Roger, because that's when he first came in as looking like Luffy when he was younger, and then after that I showed you what he looked like now. I was like, bro, that's him. And I was like, that's some crazy shit.
And then niggas showed me the older style Japanese fucking arc. That shit was so
fucking
cool.
Wano arc, bro. And this shit, you know, something crazy. That shit's still going.
That shit's
I
so
took a
cool.
break from One Piece. I was like, bro, hold on. I didn't even realize these niggas still on this fucking arc. I'm like, bro, come on, nigga.
just
But it's a dope ass animation style though.
bruh, and that's what really got me. But then he showed me the earlier, like super early, and that's where I was like, okay, you know what? I take this for the story. I enjoy the story. All the characters are dope in their own fucking ways, and I respect it. You know what? I like this.
That shit crazy, bro. I got that nigga fucking Julian in the fucking One Piece. I literally, bro.
But it was because I didn't want to fucking play Burning Blood. That's why I was really. I mean, it was a little bit of half and half.
It was
like
both. I told you, I was like, bro, you ain't gonna get into this if you won't watch it, bro.
Exactly.
And I told you, because I told that nigga Julian the same thing, bro. You know how long it took us to really get from the first arc to like literally half, like almost done to this shit. It took us like at least a month. I said. Like, cause we was watching that shit back to back.
That nigga was like,
one the next episode, click,
bro. Oh my gosh! Like how you took mine through Tokyo Ghoul, and we watched like what 3 seasons of that shit, and this whole span of a fucking day. Like I sat around all day at this nigga's house, like, and this nigga showed me like how we like diverged, and he fucking like was talking to me about it and all this shit, and I was like shit, and then I remember when you first brought me into Berserk, even though I'm not a huge fan of it, but when you first showed me the shit and was like, yeah, this nigga like raped a bitch and shit like that, I was like, what? And then he like showed me and everything, I was like, what?
I had to show you the whole arc of the whole shit, because I was like, bro, you're not gonna...
Nigga showed me 3 movies, but like, I was a little bit more connected with the last one.
The last one, that's because that was like the ending of that second other arc. Which is like honestly in the
But honestly, the beginning when this nigga Guts was tearing shit up, oh my god! And this nigga Guts was just ruthless.
Nigga was 15 years old, bro,
and he would do anything for $1, nigga. Anything for a meal, nigga. That your head, my head, your mama head, nigga, your kid's head. Fuck that.
All them niggas literally didn't have a family until you met a bitch ass nigga named Griffith. Like, bro, like.
Griffith is mine! He's mine! He's mine! Bro, that part fucking used to get to me. I was just like, what is this nigga saying this? This nigga sound hella sus. But like, it's funny too.
Just get the whole fucking background story. Like, oh, you really just pretty much put his life on the line for this nigga. Okay, I get it.
But like, I mean, for good and no good reason.
Good and bad reasons.
Exactly, because this nigga Griffith was already showing signs of it.
You were showing really... Bro, he was showing the maniest signs, especially when Zah literally told him, hey, yo, you hanging around this nigga, bro? Get the fuck away from him now. He's the ending of your life. You're gonna die. That nigga, the Guts, bro, this is my homie, bro. What are you talking about? He's my friend.
He's a part of this. And we doing things, bro. We out here. Come 2 arcs later. Ah!
Nigga leaves the whole Banda Hawk. It's your fault. It's your fault that we died. And that these things are happening. And then Guts is like, bro, I just want to live my life, bro. I came back for you. Nah, bro, I'm sacrificing everybody now. Everybody getting sacrificed. Griffith is a bitch today.
That nigga really did say fuck everybody. You know what? These like 30 people that are in here, this little circle right here, here you go. I will take my title and I'm gonna get the fuck on.
Nigga literally just said, fuck it, I'm gonna rape this bitch too. He raped this nigga Guts' fucking buns right in front of him while he's getting
that bitch stupid.
Gouged.
Yeah. Gal was trying to get out of it because his arm was stuck.
His arm was trapped in another.
That nigga said, look, and that nigga was not trying to look. That nigga said, no, you will look, and had his finger, whole ass nail hit his eye.
Gouged, looking at it like, looking like this. While his arm is trapped in the fucking monster's mouth.
Yes.
Had to hack his own
arm off. Oh my god, bruh. And that nigga still pushed through.
What a broken blade, nigga.
Bruh. Didn't give a fuck that pain tolerance. Didn't give a fuck.
Nigga lost everything already. Nigga, arm? What the fuck is that?
What's the arm? Hold on.
Even Helsing, bro. Like, Helsing was...
Oh, yeah. Helsing. But then, we only watched Helsing abridged, though.
Oh yeah, I ain't never really showed you original like
I tried watching it and I was like, the Hellsinger Bridge killed it. Not like it killed it for me, but like, you know, if I would have watched the original, you tried. No, I remember you did try to show me the original, but then you were like, fuck it, you're not really paying attention to this. I'm gonna just show you the funny shit because you had already showed me a DBZ Bridge.
Yep. I ain't gonna lie, bro. If you read the manga for Hellsing though, that's just mean.
Bro, I fucking watched.
Nigga was literally like one of the vampire niggas getting head and shit. While he's shooting the body and shit, nigga, you can literally see the motion of the bitch giving him head. I'm like, bro, what the fuck?
This has been, hold on, too in depth.
Man, like,
Bruh, you know what I used to fucking love seeing though?
What?
Oh my gosh, I used to love I love war.
I love war. Race war.
Yes! No, definitely no Cold Wars.
No Cold Wars.
And then also the nigga the first goal nigga that popped up, I'm gonna fuck your bitch.
Nigga, like, fuck your bitch.
Oh my gosh. And then he was like, I'm just here with a couple of my nigga. Oh my gosh, you gotta watch that again.
Like, nigga, the whole shit, nigga was like, oh, bruh, I just shot your fucking legs off.
Oh my god.
He was like, I'm superior to you in every way.
Oh my gosh, that is, yeah.
Fucking legs off.
That
What's
nigga,
the fucking matter? Just grow your legs back, bitch. Like,
that nigga said, and then that nigga fucking screamed, oh god, no. Fucking got eaten up and swallowed, bruh. Oh my god. And then when that cat nigga thought he was sick too, for letting himself get like enveloped to trying to foil that nigga's plans and still got fucked over.
He got bitched out, bruh.
Got fucked over.
Bro, like,
he was like, oh, I'm ahead of this nigga. I'm in front of the wall. And then this nigga finally comes out, oh, I bet that thing you did. Oh yeah, that doesn't, like, he was in there, that doesn't mean anything.
I don't do shit. Bro, you fucking, bro, like, that whole fucking shit.
Or the nigga that was basically the polar opposite to him. That was that holy nigga. My holy nigga. Bro. Yes, bro. You unholy heathen. That, oh my god, yes, bro.
Alexander Anderson,
yes,
bro. You know something crazy about that nigga? In the original version of Hellsing, right? You see him, but you don't see him. So he literally actually, the ultimate version is the only actual official, like, canon version of him. Like, they never really had any lore for him or nothing. So that shit, when we seen this nigga, it's mania as fuck. So, like, that's why I was like, Alexander Anderson is, like, honestly a mania-ass nigga. He uses bayonets as, like, an actual weapon. Not even in the sense of, like, a gun or some shit. Nigga throws them hoes.
Yeah.
Like, like, he throws them bitches. And the crazy part is, like, literally, yeah, he fought on the same side, not on the same side, he fought on the opposite sides of this nigga Alucard a couple of times, actually. But they've never really actually met like that. So I was like, this is fucking insane.
And they actually fucking meet, and then you're sitting there like, oh my gosh. But even then, since I didn't get that, like, previous, introspective, and
this shit crazy, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Like, that's what makes you really appreciate, like, Ultimate a lot, because, like, they really put an extra story on top of that. Like, literally, one Ultimate part 1 in episodes, they go through 1, 2, and 3 of both of those episodes from the original, and they just mashed them together. And I was like, that's fucking cool. And it's like, it's dope, because if you're a fan of the original, you know the original story, and then they actually add more to it. And I was like, this is fucking insane, dude. And I like the original a lot for, like, the soundtrack and this, like, old school aesthetics, pretty much. I'm an old school nigga, you already know.
Exactly. But before this nigga Julian gets here, I'm gonna fucking round this shit out so we can all just sit around and fucking hang out.
Yeah.
And it won't be like, all three of us talking. So this has been great talking to you, my nigga Death Rider. This has been TRTSF. We sitting out here, well, in the house. We sitting out here in the house, exactly. And yeah, we out. Deuces, nigga.